Welcome to another APL Spotlight Series. Incredible guests the world over with amazing talents, wisdom, high vibe, and insights for all of us. That high vibe is really love. They're in their hearts. They're often healers, although we've had a White House physician to the US president from 1994 to 2001, who's a rear admiral retired, still practicing medicine in Arizona. We've had an actor, the main actor from Sea Patrol, Down Under, Australian Royal Navy, Ian Stenlake. If you know Captain Mike Flynn, we've had John Gray, Men Are From Mars, Women Are From Venus, a Miss USA, and doctors, therapists, you name it. Check out the show. Be sure to like, subscribe, comment, and more. So lets other people get in on the action. And we're often interactive as well. We have just the most amazing guests. While I say he's from America originally, he's super plugged in at the cosmic level, soul to soul connections, healing, 4 books out. Chris Cirak, he's just coming back from India. We've caught him in Germany right now. He's probably on his way back to America. He's going to let us know. But if it's presence, clarity, getting aligned, letting go of what you think you know long enough to expand in your heart, that's him. So, Chris, Cirak, great to meet you. Great to see you. We've been playing before the show. I'm already a fan.
Oh, thank you, Michael. It's a pleasure. I feel elevated.
Okay, let's do an easy question first. Where are you coming from? Where are you headed to? Where are you now? And not in
Physically,
life. This,
yeah,
yeah, airports
yeah.
and stuff.
Airports. I just got here to Germany from India and then headed back for a January retreat.
Now, the harder question, same question all over again, but in life.
Oh, well, that's to be seen as the unfolding happens, and my only job is to stay present with it.
I love it. Okay, there's something happening in mankind. Call it an awakening if you wish. Just a lot more love, a lot more opportunity for growth, a lot more for those who want to pay attention. I think that's exactly what you help others do, is pay attention more. Is mankind ready for more consciousness, more kindness, compassion, gentleness?
Mhm. Well, it has to be, and um, it wouldn't be happening if it wasn't. So that's kind of the simple answer. This is actually the next book, fifth book that I'm working on. I was writing just 2 hours ago before I got ready for this. It's called God is a Conservative, and the conservative refers to the expansion that always happens. It's like life, universe testing its limits, testing its own laws, testing its own logic, if you will, and then seeing what works, conserving the parts that resonate, that it can retract and collapse and include in a stronger foundation before it then, does the expansion thing again. So the collapse is actually a conserving of wisdom and insight of its own kind, and it's a good thing. And so we experience this kind of expansion collapse or shrinking and growing at the individual level as well as collectively. And so right now there's a massive collective expansion, and we're in the extremes currently, which is a unsettling place to be in. But inevitably it will collapse again into a stronger collective, higher vibe consciousness.
Beautiful answer. And when I refer to teacher student or student teacher, it's hard to know actually. When you interact with others, are you seeing quicker uptakes these days versus previously?
Hmm. Well, I mean, collectively, there isn't, this is always the question, has it consciousness always been the same? There is this element or idea of Earth School where higher souls, older souls graduate out, and then the newer ones come in and go through the rhythm of life and self-realization. And so is is there a higher uptake? Yes, but the real purpose of Earth School is to leave and graduate and to influence back. But I would say it's not such a static environment. We think of experience time, but it's there is no time, and so everything is just infinite and always. So, is it more now than before? There is no now or before.
Beautiful again. You're like a baseball player in the World Series having a nice hot streak right now. This is good. Okay, this is a softball though. The pitcher, I can't explain it. Maybe it's for charity. We're giving you a slow ball.
Oh.
Is love the fabric of the universe?
I think so, but I have some insights. Osho, I think, said freedom is a higher vibrant vibration than love, and there are uh, instances where I can see that. But in my own like my personal experiences, I've experienced uh, the grid, and actually, I think in my third book, The Five Levels of Awareness, I have a graphic illustrating the design of life and how the frequency of love permeates everything. We exist, everything exists, even the rock exists on this love grid. And when you're transcendent enough or porous enough, fluid enough, then you see that, and it's a completely equalizing grid. Everything is the same, and equally, love is at our core. Love is in every cell, trillions of cells. Whatever is motivated by love. So, and that's everything.
Consciousness is everywhere, in everything. It's very common in India to hear that rocks are conscious and you can hear them speak. I certainly believe that. Have you heard a rock or a crystal speak, or is it more energetic? This is kind of a spot question. We've gone off a little bit, but have you heard a rock or a tree even? Trees are probably easier, but crystal talk to you.
Yeah, I mean, those are some of the loudest voices. Tr- they, I mean, what has a rock, the concentration of stillness and steadiness and, beingness is the most intense in the rock. And, so I feel that acutely. And then trees, trees are they're subdued. They're majestic. There are some that are a little louder than others, but generally they're ancient, but they don't flaunt it.
Rock and roll, brilliant. Hey, maybe later we're gonna use that selenite, whatever that shape is called, as a guinea pig, and you'll have you just get a experience, which you probably already did, but we're gonna park that for 1 second. Let's go to your own awakening. I believe it was 2015. How would you like to tackle that one?
Hmm. Well, I wouldn't say it was super spontaneous, but like overnight, I don't know if that's possible. Even that there is a breakthrough, obviously, maybe a dark night of the soul, and then there's a phase of integration and all that happens. But it was pretty quick and usurped everything that I thought I knew. And so within about 6 months that I spent in the California desert, my whole life unraveled, and which is just really just the letting go of beliefs. I always say every belief is a limiting belief, and to just let go of that is not something we do um, voluntarily. And but when it happens, you're in a free fall, and you just have to. Um, the rough part, the bad news is like you're in a free fall. The good news is there's no more ground for you to hit.
Really well spoken. Okay, let's have you give us some flavor though. One moment that you know the universe stepped in, there were probably many, and it was stepping in the whole time, but in that desert or before, after, maybe it was a stranger with sparkly eyes or something else. What could you share with us? It could have been dream time, and maybe two stories. Can you give us some flavor? It's not a war story. This is a peace story. But what happened?
Mm. Well, it can't describe it any other way than I felt the gears of the universe shift. Like they shifted into a new place, and the new algorithm or tractor beam that was now spotlight that was on me said, relationship has to go, your career has to go, the homes that I had, and I was in the material world, and I did well in LA and the dot-com era and tech and design and all of that had to go. That was and like one after another, and I just got these hits. This has to go. This has to go. And I'm like, no, that can't be. And but it had to be, and then it became, it became a physical experience. So just symptoms, nausea, dizziness, ups and downs, and flashes, and then finding myself driving on the wrong side of the road, realizing, oh my gosh, I can't even leave the house, and so just stayed inside to see this through. I think maybe the main I've seen these symptoms happen in others, and the my what made me different is I think I just hunkered down and let it happen. Whereas others might try to numb it and pop some pills and go to work the next day. And there's nothing wrong with that. It's all happening in divine timing in whatever way. But for me, it was like, I've always had this bring it on attitude. But even in that setting, I didn't want to, but it was in me. It was part of me.
Oh, okay. You have a lot of guides. You have a lot of connections. You're connected. That's the best way to put it. Both mafia style, no, but universe, yes. Okay,
Mhm.
if three of your guides, deities, unconditional love figures, angels, loving beings, came straight in right now and said, "We've taken care of your calendar, everything. 1 month, you're ours. We've rented an island in the Pacific or wherever, Seychelles, Bora Bora. It's going to be fun." But here's the question. You'll never be asked this again. Which three figures would you want to hang out with for 1 month that are part of your crew? And let's just say you were marketing, book planning, but you're really getting taught more mantras, meditating with them, just being shown stuff that maybe you can't share with other people. That may have already happened.
Mhm.
What three figures would you choose? And none of the others will take offense. You can do this all over again with new figures. Okay.
Yeah. My master protector teacher guide is my mom, actually. She's been with me for
Yeah,
hundreds
but
of
are you going to
years.
do a month with your mom on the island? Yeah,
Oh
maybe.
yeah, yeah,
Okay, all right.
absolutely.
Just checking.
Yeah. Yeah, she's the best. And uh my play guide used to be a 4-year-old girl, but recently it's a different figure. I haven't quite figured it out. And then I have a professor guide who looks like William H. Macy, and I tend to stress him out with all the questions I have. So I have to adjust and be more empathic. So those are the three that are a pretty good, interesting mix.
How would you like to describe everybody's life journey, whether they know it or not? They're on a very specific, like a giant slalom course in an Olympic contest with certain gates they're supposed to hit down the
Mhm.
mountainside. A
Mhm.
lot of us stop skiing or don't think we can, or we're on one ski, or we're in a snowdrift somewhere. How would you like to describe everyone's path that they're on? Are they perfectly on their path in every moment? Is it a unique path, unique vibration that they are? How do you
Mhm.
like to describe the big picture, but for each individual?
Mhm. Well, the path is being off the path, and it does point you towards somewhere. A direction is set by being off the path, but you're never really on it, and um, you can't really do there are no mistakes. There's just no mistakes. The world is a mirror. You're always experiencing yourself. You can't escape yourself and your energy field. Law of attraction and other spells are at play, and you just see it through. And it's the thing. It's for especially a male mind to adjust to that. It's messy. It's not as straightforward. And even though in my books I like to you know, really take a systematic approach to things. It's just like I find like it's not. It's just not. And so you have to just roll with it, flow with it, and just the messiness really evokes more trust. It's just because there's never a time when you can lock into this is how life works and this is how what's supposed to be happening. Like it's just the moment you think that you're already you'll learn the very next event will teach you that it's not. So you just have to just be.
Is the path here, or is it like riding a horse? Stay on the horse, keep riding, don't look left, don't look right, don't look back. Give us one more metaphor.
Hmm. Hmm. Hmm.
That
The
works,
path
actually.
is, we think of spirituality or expansion. We think of growth, but what it actually is source is all around us, and we're keeping it out with our thoughts and beliefs and distractions and just identification with self and so forth. So there's this atmospheric pressure of source that surrounds us, and it's just letting go of the layers, letting go of the false version of yourself or the little human, however you want to call it, and letting it in. So the journey is not linear. It's not going somewhere. In fact, I always say you don't get there by wanting to be there. You get there by wanting to be here, by learning to love being here, ultimately. That's what life wants us to do. It's crazy when you really kind of think about it and lean into it. It's just we're here to learn to love ourselves. That's our task. And that's a pretty good task if you ask me. So we just have to, kind of retune ourselves to realize that and let in the love.
Personal question, so don't answer everything about it, but your senses, they've expanded for hearing, feeling, smelling. I probably skipped something. And there's a Zen expression, seeing without seeing, smelling without smelling. That's just being in your heart and having a little bit more interaction with all that is in and around you. Can
Mhm.
you share with us, though, do you get ear pressure at times when you're supposed to pay attention? Do you see auras on people? You've seen auras on people. Can you share some flavor of what you've gone through, how it's maybe evolved a little?
Mhm.
Maybe you were shocked at the beginning, but now you're like, it's just commonplace
Mhm.
in these situations. What could you give us some personal Chris
Mhm.
Cirak?
Well, I've always been, so it's not like 2015, suddenly I was a completely different person. It was in the works for a long time. One of the things that was always pretty pronounced in me is, you can call it reading between the lines or empathizing with people. I remember being 12 and listening to my friends and thinking, well, what's motivating them? And then only years later, I realized that's not how most people operate. They have a definition of certain words, and then when they hear the words, they interpret them from their worldview, and then that's how a lot of, clashes happen. But I always I needed the context for where is this person coming from? And the greater depth is if you can really recognize the experience someone is seeking to have, then you're really selflessly, non-judgmentally tuned into their being, into their presence, and holding space for them in the highest possible way and supporting them in their being. And that's actually what moves people forward, not resisting or telling them they should be different.
And that leads into the next question, which is the service you give to others, which is only expanding. I hate to say it this way, but boy, are you even busier in the future. You're holding space for others. You're allowing light to come in or that's already within them and to shine more, whatever way you want to call it. Let's do a physical description. You're reattaching a couple plugs that might have gotten knocked apart from the soul to their
Mhm.
heart presence here and so they can just flow more, show love always more. Good luck with that without the thinking that is the only block.
Mhm.
Talk to us, though, in your own words about how you're helping others today and what you suspect might be happening around the corner.
Mm. Well, over the years of teaching, of classes, online retreats, just trying out different things for size, becoming a better speaker, authorship, all these things, book tours, and what really started standing out was the clarity that I bring in. It's not so much mental clarity, but it's energetic clarity. And any mental clarity is a reflection of that. And that's a felt knowing, it's a felt experience. Even though I can talk for hours and hours and I do workshops and day long workshops and the downloads are endless. What really it seems to impact people is just being in the presence of someone who is so uncomplicated, and that's just comes from letting be quality, letting myself be as I am, letting everyone be as they are, and just, seeing their soul journey. And then it's easy to let someone be as you just see the path they're on. And anicca is in traditional spirituality, it's the idea of impermanence. And I think that goes missing in most things. The mind likes to isolate one moment and make it bigger, amplify it into whatever, positive or negative, but it takes us out of the flow. If you're truly moment by moment and in a genuine kind of connected way, then there's not enough room to judge or regret or linger or any of those things. And so I don't do those things in part because I did the work. I meditated for many, many, many years, did many, many vipassanas, and but also just to allow oneself to just be. And that is, the seeking. The subtitle of Old Soul, Young Soul is the path from seeking to stillness. Great segue. There we go. Wow, look at that.
And I have three questions, and since I'm very vacuous at times, I have to ask all three. It's like door number one, door number two, door number three, and
Yes.
an amazing game show. So please
Yeah.
like, subscribe, comment, and put an emoji down if you're shy. And what have you already reacted to in a good way that Cirak has shared, or how are you already feeling his energy? And if you aren't, I'm going to suggest two things. Put your hands up and treat him like a fireplace, but there's no lighting him on fire. Just feel his energy. Or, and he's not here, he's not hearing this. Stare at his nose, but get to his forehead if you need help. See the light on him. That I've never said on 400 recordings, but you can do it. If you need a dad joke, go back to the beginning or end of any show. Rub your hands together in a circle. Breathe extra. Exhale like a whale if you're worried. Here are your three questions. You get to choose which one you want to tackle first. Of the four books, which one should people start with? Positivity is abundance. Can you explain that and why maybe it is so? And then your hands. Have you been using your hands yet? And in what way to share energy, love, light? Um, or is it around the corner? Where are you on your hands? Um,
Uh,
okay,
yeah.
which one do you want to go with?
I'll go with the hands first. I've just been a hands-on person my entire life. I play piano, play all kinds of instruments. I like doing things. My entire childhood consisted of a big bag of Legos that I would go into my parents' uh, bedroom and just play at 6 in the morning till evening and get more and more elaborate over time. And these were the original Legos that the endless creativity, not the kind of the sets that they have now. And just building and creating. I'm just creating and lots of creativity. We had a lock. My parents put a lock on a little padlock on the one of the prongs on the plug on the TV set. There's a little hole, and they put a lock through it, so I couldn't watch it. So I had to just figure out how to spend my time in creative ways and sports and inventing games and so forth. So hands really, really, really important. I use them now. I'm certified Reiki and those things. I don't actually practice that. But all I know my energy, the state of my energy flow is in my hands. If I'm stuck, it's all stuck in my hands. And so there's something there that is um, instead of feet, it's my hands.
Beautiful.
Um, I'm as vacuous as you are in terms of what were the other questions?
Four books. Which one, if they could only pick
Oh.
one, should they jump on first?
Mm. Well, the first one, BU, the journey of self-realization. Of self-realization, which is not to self-realization. Again, it's not an outcome, it's not a goal you're supposed to chase, but realizing that every step of the way, every moment, every situation you find yourself in is life is a mirror, is an opportunity to get to know yourself better. And that is central to all self-knowing and um, I get looks sometimes when I say mindfulness, meditation, spirituality is not about enlightenment. Enlightenment is a byproduct. It's a it's a an end. It happens as a result of staying here now, working on the parts where you're in resistance to, and then accepting those parts is what moves you forward. And acceptance is not a mental acrobatics kind of thing. It's a feeling state. Can you accept how you feel about whatever parts about you that you're in resistance to? Find acceptance in that, and you'll find that you immediately it moves you forward. This is how energy works. You accept how you feel about something, you move beyond it. And then it's like, oh, now what? I can actually take action to change it. But if you stay in resistance, you stay stuck. So acceptance through, and this is the book three, really, five levels of awareness. It moves you through all five levels of the quickest and most efficient way is through acceptance.
Positivity is abundance.
Did I say that?
I put that out there for you. It's a quote. It's a quote from I think
Uh,
Archangel Michael.
ah, it's a little tricky because positivity can easily be taken in the dualistic way. There is a positivity that you experience from flow, from connectedness, from I always say your job is not to make yourself happy. Your job is to not make yourself unhappy because our natural vibration is high. It's ease, it's light, it's flow. And we just weigh ourselves down, attachment to thoughts and identification with with self and all those things. And when we let go, we come out of that, we naturally rise. So there is a positivity, uh, a source-based positivity that is pure abundance and it's unlimited. And when you tap into that, that's when you're in co-creative state.
I just heard game show bells go off, and we get a bonus round. Here's one more. You can be happy now in this very moment without a single reason. What's your reaction?
Yes.
Good answer. Okay, I'm going to give you another one of those. This is from Geronimo. Many questions, one answer. And then my question to you, Cirak, is what's the answer?
Okay.
That's going to be the hardest question ever. So I didn't lay it on you. Not, I know you're going to like actually nail this. So
Yeah.
bravo ahead of time.
Yes. So many questions, one answer.
Hmm.
What's the answer?
What's your answer about the answer? And you can pull it, you can play this one any way you want. This will be good.
Yeah. I would say the answer is that there is no answer. As-
Good. It's good.
In
Okay.
fact, I can, let me play on riff on this a little bit.
Yes. Yes.
There's this, for example, take the debate of origins of the universe. And scientists here this way, Big Bang, other scientists say this way, quantum and all that stuff. And I have the definitive answer to all of that. I can put all that debate to rest right here, right now on your show. And that is to let go of the need to know. Because this is how energy works. When you're outputting questions, the universe will provide you more things that you don't know. And as you're generating, as you're seeking, it basically, the mega mainframe computer generates more unknown territory for you to feel lost at first and discover things. But if you're always in that mind state of more and more and more, then it's an endless loop.
Beautiful. I usually do this at the end of the show, but I'm doing it now. Could you give us a mantra that's a relatively new mantra or a spontaneous one that you're going to repeat 3 times and people can feel your energy? For those who have learned to let go watching this show and have stuck around to the end of many of the shows, another plug for the show here. You can watch guests take steps smelling lit sage. We'll do that in a second through 2 screens all over the world. You can smell the sage and many other steps. Just call it more love. Um, Sarah, what's the mantra you would like to share? But if you don't mind repeating it 3 times so people can just feel your vibe and take you in.
Mm. I would say notice the temperature of your breath, notice the pace of your breath, and notice the length of your breath. And if you really want to up it at the end, notice the gap at the end of your in breath and at your out breath.
Mm.
So there's a pause there, slight pause. And in that pause, there's the universe.
I'm going to light sage with your permission, blow it your way. You may already start getting it right now, but here's the sage. I'm in Texas. You're in Germany. We caught you in between places, but you're exactly where you need to be. Here is the sage. It's Juniper Ridge Sage from California. Very consistent company. I think they're in all the Whole Foods, or they used to be. Sage, sage, sage. There's a Crate and Barrel blue tea light if anyone needs distraction. And whatever the rainbow shell's called, abalone or something. Okay, here's the smoke. Are you already getting the sage in Germany?
Instant. Whew.
And if you don't mind catching extra, I'm not going to define it. It could be light, it could be visual, auditory. What did I miss? Smell flowers, ocean smell. And I'll microphones down here today. I'll blow through this and catch a little sea spritz on your nose, but Hawaii or something.
Yeah.
Did you get any extra?
Massive.
Oh, yay. Again, you're totally invited back. Okay. So what this is going to make you laugh. Wait. What are you saying? What's this all about again? What's going on with mankind? What can we let go of more daily? How do we walk a smoother path? Cirak, help us out.
Mm. Well, the purpose of life, I just did a Substack article of that and explained in under 3 minutes, is just to be present with the happening. And that there's a gap between when before the formless takes form, before the unknown becomes known, there's a space.
Hmm.
And if you operate and dance in that space, the sky's the limit. There's no sky, and the infinite potential of everything is concentrated in the unique way that only you can express.
Okay, now I'm almost, but I can't guarantee this. I'm gonna almost guarantee that you've never been asked this question, nor will you in the future. But I'm gonna do this just for the fun of it. Bic lighter, yay. How do you describe your own energy? But I need you to go like all artistic and actually get into this. Like, how do you describe your flow, your energy, your if it's your soul light, the more you connect, the more you glow and the touch others and just be you. How do you like to
Yeah.
describe, oh, my ear pressure. How do you like to describe you, but in a flavorful way, if you could?
Hmm. Well, Cirak in many different languages, including in India, in Hindi, there's Cheruk, which is similar. It means lantern, guiding light. Mm.
No wonder. Now I know.
Yes. Um, and there's a simplicity to that, humility. It's not like a blasting kind of thing. It's the hopeful flicker of there's more. Um, you have to be where you are, but there is an omen that there's a path. Um, there's a sign of the infinity, and but that it's also ever changing. No two flickers are the same. There's a deep acceptance that everything is perfect the way it is.
I'm going to read three quotes from loving beings, mostly angels, about. I think the only way I know how to preface this is if you took 10,000 people asking angels or other loving beings the definition of compassion, and they did this for 100 days straight, no two answers have to be the same. I'd like to read three or four of those quotes from loving beings defining compassion and see how you react or choose, or you're like, oh, right on, I love that, or you give your own something. Here's compassion is open eyes and open heart. That was from Jesus in like 2014. Raphael said, compassion is releasing fears and judgments. An angel named Dale said, compassion is just being and trusting in the outcome to be of the highest intent for all. And I'll do one more from an angel named Mac. Don't call her Mackenzie. Uh, compassion is treating every moment with the awareness of a newborn baby. Did you like all those, or was there one that leapt out, or what's your reaction?
They're all beautiful. The last one by Mac is particularly gentle. It matches what you had me describe about my own energy, and there's a purity in that. And when you see, the greatest masters, they are very childlike. Dalai Lama is just like a kid, and that the awe and the wonder and the mystery and magic that when you look through the eyes of a child that's unconditioned still and free, that's really what we're all trying to find back to, and we eventually will.
What did you come onto the show to share that we haven't shared yet?
Oh, well, there is so much to talk about, but very rarely do we take the moment to just be and let the stillness speak. All the answers are found in stillness. So maybe just a few seconds of stillness. When thoughts appear, we notice them, we witness them. When feelings appear, we notice them, we observe them.
And that might be the title of your 11th book, even though I know only four are out, but you're probably working on a whole line, assembly line, and not that's the way it works. But you mentioned a few on before the show. But Let Stillness Speak might be the 11th title. Not that
Okay.
anyone heard that out loud. Okay. Um,
You heard it
I'm
here.
gonna do some random quotes. It could be Herman Melville, Obi-Wan Kenobi to Luke. It could be Winnie the Pooh. I mean, why not? It could be Gary Zukav, Eckhart Tolle, blah blah blah, the whole thing. I've got 18 pages of quotes here, and I'm gonna try to thumb through, but it's like a rigged system. I end up doing a lot of the same quotes. And actually, I'm gonna cheat. I've got to do Gary Zukav quote. It's one of my favorite. You change the way that you shape the light, which is flowing through you by changing your consciousness. Gary Zukav, let's stop there. I'll do the quotes in a second. Talk to us about you change the way that you shape the light, which is flowing through you by changing your consciousness. You've kind of been pointing to this all along, but point to it more.
Mm. Well, we really just get in our own way, in the way of the light flowing through us. We are, um, so in my book, Five Levels of Awareness, level four is to be the container. There's still a notion of self. There's still a unique expression that you are of the greater consciousness, but it's a very thin veil. And in that state, you're a master manifester. You're just in total flow, and you're experiencing life as a container for life to happen within. And the more free you are, the more free of beliefs and attachments and layers and all that, the greater the flow. Level five is when you let go of even that last, the no self stage, and then so you just kind of reintegrate into greater consciousness. But um, it, level four is where we start to play, where we get to really surf with the greater current. And best analogy I heard was a sailboat, right? You're still in the ocean, you're still subject to the winds, but you can adjust your sail. And you're going to adjust it in your own unique way. And just the way life has, how life has shaped you gets to now express itself in a form of service, in a form of genuine connectedness, and it could be art, it could be just presence, it could be being kind. Your kind energy is through the roof.
Oh, thank you. I got a compliment. Yay. I love it. You're the best. You again are, I mean, you're already invited back on, but you're definitely invited back on. I do have
So
those quotes for you, so we're going to give it a go. Um, I know I want to work a Winnie the Pooh one in, and I will do it. Okay, I'm going to do the Winnie the Pooh quote. Some people talk to animals. Not many listen, though. That's the problem. And I would add that's the opportunity for us all. Now I truly have to thumb and no more rigged quotes. We cannot teach people anything. We can only help them discover it within themselves. Galileo Galilei. And then Mother Teresa, if you judge people, you have no time to love them.
mm.
Which one do you want to focus on? All of them, or is there something new out of all of that?
Oh, they're all great. Last one, obviously, whatever you give your attention to, you become. If you're having judgmental thoughts, even positive thoughts is judgment. And so you're in duality, and that keeps you occupied a certain way. It keeps you stuck at a certain spectrum of the frequency spectrum. And you're going to stay stuck there until you start to come out of the judging of things, for positive or negative. It really makes no difference, and allow things to just be. Then you come out of resistance, and when you come out of resistance, you actually get closer. And so that's why being of service and sharing and giving actually pulls you together. Taking is what sets you apart. It's all how energy works, and that's what greater awareness really does, is to speak the language of the universe. Now,
I was going to say, is that so? Just trying to do a Zen pun. Okay.
yes. I know some of these things are obvious and will be obvious to many of your listeners. Um, what was the second one? I want to go
Ooh,
backwards.
okay.
I read books backwards as well. Somebody pointed this out to me just recently. They give you
Not
their
Middle
phone
Eastern
album.
books. You're actually reading the book back. Oh, you mean like you do the last chapter first? You're not reading
Yeah,
backwards.
I go to the back of the book, and then to find like the end state or whatever, and then I'm intrigued to see what happened
Hmm.
for someone to get there. Even if
I
you gave me
love
your
this.
photo, yeah,
I
even if
love
you gave
this.
me your
I will spot a book, randomly picking spots. And then I'm the guy who has to read it 50 times to actually get the meaning. Or if it's the movie Peaceful Warrior, I might be on like watching it 65th time, and I'm still like, oh my God, I never saw that before. It's really
Yeah.
bad. It's really bad. Not really, but okay. We
Yeah.
cannot teach people anything. We can only help them discover it within themselves.
Yeah. Um, and the simplest example, practical example, is when we're kids. What did we absorb from our environment, from our parents, our caregivers? It's how they carried themselves, how they dealt with stress or conflict and all that. It's never what they told us to do. That we reject immediately. And just so presenting a field of information, a field of frequency to your environment, and allowing people to pull from that for whatever they're ready in whatever way they're ready to absorb it, that's uniquely to how they process things. We can't know anybody. We have to allow them to up level in their own way, in their own timing as well. I taught 10 years at UCLA. It's you can't expect anyone to you're sowing seeds as a teacher. You learn this early on, and some seeds germinate right away. Others decades from now, sometimes never, or another lifetime. But so you can't the detachment of putting something out there, or if you're an artist and you create something, or an entrepreneur or something, you put it out there, and then you have to give it life. I teach writing classes every year. I do a writer's retreat. And so many people, most of the people that attend are blocked, and they're blocked because they're in their heads. They have structure and outlines and systems in mind. And I'm like, no, no, let go of all of that. I give them one word prompts and allow them to connect them to what it feels like to connect to expansiveness and flow and co-creation and understand what that feels like. And once you feel something, then you're able to find back to it when you lose it. You have a gauge. So the same thing with our personal expansion, recognizing everyone is at whatever station in life they're at, and there's nothing wrong with that. There's no judgment in that. It's just allowing them to be there until they're ready to punch a ticket to the next one.
I think you just gave the subtitle on your 11th book, which is it was Let Stillness Speak, the headline, and then The Field and Your Infinite Possibility, unless you would do plural. Okay,
Love it.
getting unstuck, or let me do it this way. I had it. I'm so vacuous. Okay, I had a beautiful direction to go. It was so much fun. It'll come back. I'm going to show a little bit of light on my hands, and this is in you and around you. I can do Yoda's voice, and I didn't do it off camera with you. So if I make you laugh, this is going to be awesome. And since I'll be hiding behind construction paper, no one can see me. They've seen me do it. Sometimes I do it when the guests' eyes are shut. I'm a little self-conscious. Okay, so you can see a little bit of light on this, and I'll go bigger and wider. If you don't mind just sharing what you're seeing, maybe when we're done, you can share a broader message, how we're always seeing this light. It's in you and around you. Yoda's voice thing. Okay, here we go. One dad joke, though, to begin. What's the only flower found on the human face?
Mhm.
Tulips. But
Oh,
someone said Iris too. So, I mean, I'm sure there's a third answer
oh.
here. Here we go. And I'll do Yoda's voice off camera. Folks, if you had to have seen the show before, I just do this out of Celestine Prophecy. But as Sue Frederick from Arizona said in the 70s, they were already doing this. And in India, they'll do it this way. You see a little filament of light. It's just the flow state or being happy or when you're one with the soccer ball and one with the goal. And you did it 4 or 5 times in a row. 5 goals. Okay. Here we go. Hmm? Do not. There is no try. And what are you seeing for light, Cirak, between my fingers?
Hmm. Hmm. Wow.
Are you getting colors?
I've never been a color guy, but I do see a a history of ancestry, of guides, of animals, of energy in motion, an owl, a fish, a ghost, caregivers. A person at the front of a line, a crowd, support.
Yay.
You're
And
on.
I'm going to sit down. I'm standing in a funky position.
Yeah, that was awesome.
Awesome, and thank you for doing that. I'm going to put up a whatever shape this
Best
is. This is an
best
excuse.
Yoda.
This is an excuse to get people to put the name of the shape, like it might be a point or something. I don't know, but don't say it out loud, Sarek, if you know the answer. Let a guest tell us. Here's selenite. If you could put your hands out or a hand out and feel, you may be feeling it with all of you, but that's okay. Anybody at home can do this. Let me try to get out of the way. And you can hear words. I would have forgotten this. You can hear the selenite speak. What's the message and what are you feeling?
Crystals are very chatty in general. They have a lot going on. This one's a little calmer, but he likes to shoot things out into the space and see what echo returns. He's very proud, still, despite the exuberance, there's a steady core.
And a message from the selenite to all of us.
Oh, keep playing, keep moving forward. Forward is the most important thing. To your point of feeling stuck, just start. Let it unfold from there.
Brilliant. Um, with your permission, I'll put up one angel, one figure from India too, and we'll pick a third, maybe a light being named Grace, who's orange light and enthusiasm. Here's joy. You can get something private, get an answer, get a hug, and just say got it when you got it.
Got it.
Okay, and then what's joy have for all of us? And I should have explained. Angel, I took a photo in case you've never seen the show before. Light energy or whatever I'm supposed to say. You can full on just see angels, third eye, close your eyes, look out a window on a sunny day. Give yourself permission to let go. Ask the universe angels to step in, get you out of your head into your heart. No thinking, and allow. Here's Joy. What does she have as a message for us all?
Joy is our natural state.
And that was what we've been pointing to. One of the many things. Okay, who did I say? An India figure. With your permission, the Divine Mother has a ride. A tiger who's action on everyone's team. This is a British artist who loves doing wildlife stuff. I bought an actual print so that if I use this, I felt like I don't know if I've got the right word. Patronized? I used her services. Okay. I don't want to patronize anybody. I'll be a patron of her services. Here we go. This tiger's action and beautiful. And the best I can do for a practical something, my English has gone very far away, is Sim Sim out of Aladdin. If you watch Disney movies, this is a
Mhm.
beautiful tiger, soft fur. So,
Yeah.
Cirak, I'm going to invite you to whichever side is the bigger side of the room when you're into the flow, which is a permanent thing, but more into the flow, you can put your hand out and feel tiger fur, soft shampooed. I guarantee it. This tiger is awesome.
Oh, wow.
And yeah, let a lot of vibe come from that energy being into your field, or you're already getting it. What's the tiger have as a reminder for us? I'll get something private first. If anybody needs extra help, breathe through the mouth. 1 millimeter counts. He'll just be in your field, like Cirak already is. He's outstanding in his field with sunflowers right now.
Yeah. There's a focus and a fierceness to the focus. It's not aggressive or violent. It's pure, it's clean. It says that which you give your attention to, you become. So be vigilant, be still, be who you're meant to be.
Brilliant. May I have permission to do the fellow from 100 plus years ago, Sri Shirdi Sai Baba? I have that colorized photo. Is that okay? He'll move, wink, smile in the photo, and you can catch incense as if a temple from India is right behind you. Unfortunately, you never left India. It's staying with you. Here's the highest vibe from India, lush, lush forest around a beautiful temple just 10 meters behind you. What incense? Let us know if you, when you are you already getting the incense?
Hmm.
Good. and let him share something private with you, but he'll move, wink, smile. Just say got it when he's moved in the photo.
Got it.
Okay, and then something private, but what is his reminder to us all?
That we've all got it.
Oh my goodness, I love that.
That confusion is an illusion.
Yeah, that's a good one. That's almost a chapter title, I think. Oh, unless you've already used it. Okay, one more bonus round. Oh, and I might do a light being, so bear with me for just 2 more minutes on this. But Audrey Hepburn, an angel, she's half Grace. There's already an angel named Grace. That spot's taken. There's a little cabal of joy, harmony, faith, hope, grace, blah, blah, blah. But she's half Grace, half Sparkle in the moment. And this is another historical photo that'll move. These are my top two for moving. So people at home, just hit pause if you need to. Go walk the dog, shower. There's 1 million ways to be here. Cirak's really good at helping you get out of what you know, out of thinking into your heart. But let her wink, smile, eyebrow goes up, shoulder waggle. And Cirak, if you were getting $50 American, not from me, off camera with your hand out like a helicopter landing pad, you're receiving $50. If you could choose one side and put your hand out, and then breathe through your mouth extra, let her put her elegant hand, whether it's 28 years old Audrey Hepburn or UNESCO ambassador, if I got
Mhm,
the organization right,
mhm,
um, UNICEF ambassador. Let her
mhm,
hold your hand full on as a human, and she'll share something very private with you that's, I'm going to call it encouragement and like compliments,
mhm,
but then something for all of us from her to you to do your usual amazing upliftment of us all.
mhm,
And
mhm,
first of all, did you, if as you breathe through your mouth, could you let her sparkles go top to bottom? Your what's the head chakra? Yeah, head chakra, cellular, quantum you,
mhm,
flares with lots of love.
mhm.
And did you get all that and feel her hand?
Yes.
Yeah, baby, you're invited back. Okay, good. Um, what does she have as a message for us all?
Stay playful. Nothing is serious enough to let it upset you.
Oh my God, this is awesome. And I did say one more. I don't have a photo for this. You're not going to need it. If you could go kumbaya, I'm very sorry, flippant about these words. If you could go kumbaya, put your hands out there like you're at a beautiful concert or anywhere that you already know how to do all this. Just allow, and this is just unconditional love. If dolphins are angels are dolphins, then light beings are like whales, and they can be humans. I didn't know this last year. They can show up as
Hmm.
full human. I thought maybe they'd have a tough time fitting into a human body for 30 seconds, but no, they can show up. Let an angel, a light being named Grace, whose enthusiasm come in. Orange light, you'll either get orange light on your eyelid, you'll feel her as like a huge whoosh. You've got your way. There's 1,000 ways for this to transpire. Sirak, are you game with this priority doing it? I'm purposely not looking at you.
I'm game.
Okay, so let her come in and feel a lot of enthusiasm, but you're not allowed to like get home and clean your garage and then everybody else's garages in the whole neighborhood. You gotta like keep it contained, which you'll have no problem doing. Okay, what are you feeling? What are you seeing? And no, you can let golden flecks or sparkles all around you, and wherever you're filming from right now, will not be mad a week later. Those will not
Hmm.
stay in the carpet or the couch or and they're still dry cleaning a week later. What's happening right now? Are you connecting with grace?
Hmm. The message is that the whole world is in your hands. It's also a message of responsibility that, we're born alone, we die alone. We are not our thoughts, we are not our feelings. We're the witnessing presence of all that. Everyone else are co-stars in our journey. But the energy is so potent, it's akin to Saint Christopher, who was I was named after, and who was walking, traversing the river with baby Jesus, and it got heavier and heavier and heavier on his shoulder. And then, uh, as the story goes, suddenly he was aware he was carrying the world on his shoulders. And so, and that's not from a burden perspective, but from a power, responsibility, grace perspective.
Last item, and then you're going to wrap it up. And you've got so much experience speaking one format or venue to another that this should be a walk in the park. But here's a passage for you. Just picture this as the voice of angels talking. Faith in all can lead to a change in mankind. Religious faith, non-religious faith, we'll call it letting go, being here. This is the path for all of man. This is about man bringing peace and joy to all. This is about your personal growth in your life and finding the next stage in your soul's development, as well as the continued evolution of mankind. The greatest gift is allowing. All is growth and change. This is frightening for some. There's nothing to do here. Slow down the doing. Instead, breathe, smile, and relax. Appreciate all. Compassion for all is life. This is also about acceptance for all. Regard others as yourself, generously and without fixation. Believe in all. It is much simpler than people think. Again, this is because this is not about thinking, but less thinking. Open yourself up to life. Speak with us. Be. It's angels talking. So they're saying, speak with them. Reaction. And then can you slide us right into your closing bit?
I don't know if I can add to that. And
Oh,
while I could add words to it, the energy is speaks for itself. So those words, yeah.
brilliant. Well, then you do get a ding, 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 and one more bonus round. I'm going to put my hands up. We'll do a little energy whooshing back and forth. We're blaming angels. Do not blame Canada. And love and above. And what else do I need to add? Really, that's it. If anybody has a I don't like the word wish, but if you have some sort of intention or something hanging on you, we're certainly not going to pick it up. So great boundaries. Angels are chaperoning all this, but ask for everything to be lifted off of you, even though it serves its purpose and everything is your instruction, as Chris has yet to say, but maybe in his closing piece, he's going to. Here's my hand in Texas. You're in Germany. We caught you again between countries. What do you feel? You can use all of you. You can put a hand up. Are you already feeling it? And by the way, you're the best. If I haven't said it out loud, complimenting you up the wazoo today, off camera, on camera. This is good. This is very good.
It's a peculiar gesture because you exude freedom, and the holding up is is a reflection of the nothing is there are no boundaries. There are no you can say what you want, you can do what you want. You are unlimited in nature, and you represent that.
Okay, and I'm again, the microphone's down below. This is awesome. Like, you're invited 10 times back on in 2026. Here we go. You're gonna get like 2 to 3 whooshes, letting angels, light beings, the whole loving universe, figures from India take charge. Just love. Okay, here come the whooshes. First one. As they said in Goodwill Hunting, how about them apples? What was that like?
Wow. It's crazy. There's no distance.
Oh, nice. Okay. Next. Yeah. For some reason, it's a little different. This one, it's just one hand push. I'm supposed to do it this way. Okay.
Hmm. More forceful, an urgency, a prodding.
Ooh. Okay. And last one, if you don't mind going kumbaya and just asking everybody to pile on. So it's like a big scrum, and you're going to be perfectly fine at the bottom of the pile. In fact, you'll still have the ball and be able to boop or whatever they do in rugby. Okay. Ask for all the love in the world. I'm just gonna blow. That's it. I'm blowing. And you're gonna do some beautiful receiving and allowing for all. Here we go. And are you ready? Just say yes out loud and I can begin.
Yes.
All right, here we go. And if your eyes are shut, you can get light on your eyes. If your eyes are open, you can catch glitter or sparkles or golden light all around you.
Hmm.
And are you getting light? I don't know why I'm asking that one. Are you getting light?
Getting the light of oneness.
Aw. Sweet, very sweet. And did you get extra and anything else you want to share? And then guess what? UCLA hat back on, or the non-teacher teacher, non-guru guru you gets to share with us a closing reminder. Oh, and I do have to share one personal one. So I thought the only thing unique that I'd ever said was remember to remember if you can remember, when you remember to remember. And I might have had an extra remember in there. I thought it was fabulous. I'm in a bookstore and a book, Tibetan Book of Dying, fell off the shelf. Now, twice that's happened. The other one was a Sri Shirdi Sai Baba book about a week before I got to meet that figure for the first time. And the book falls off the shelf, and it's not the actual, there's a million of those books, but the foreword was done by, and I now can pronounce it correctly, Songyel Rinpoche. It's not Rinpoche. It's the other way around. I forgot. Rinpoche. That's it.
Mhm.
So
Mhm.
that's the correct 10 years I've been saying everything the wrong way or more. So Songyel Rinpoche did the 1.5 page forward. So there's only one of these books. He said, for 35 years, I've been teaching my students, remember to remember. Now, I should have been like, wow, what a miracle. No one had knocked that book off. It just fell. But I'm like, my first reaction is, I've got nothing original that I've ever said. And you have plenty that's original. And you're echoing the universe when you speak. And all of our collective souls, the interaction when we have these interactions, there's something about it. If you could address that soul to soul interaction and that love and how that's everything, Cirak, what do you got for us to close us out?
Hmm. Well, we're all original. And there's nothing that you can say, even if it's the same words, that will be the same in the same way with the same energy in the same field as the next person. So never let just because somebody else said something or did something already, let that stop you. It's not how it works. Life has shaped you and formed you primarily through challenges into a vessel of a certain kind with a certain frequency, and everything that flows through you, you can trust. You can trust that it's come to you because you're a receiver at that moment in that time. Don't delay it, don't postpone it, don't reschedule. Act on it. Stay connected, stay in the flow. This show is magic. And once you feel what magic feels like, you know how to come back to it.
Mm.
And so uh, stay tuned to this, tune into this. I'm not plugging you for just for plugging reasons. These are the little tools that can change the trajectory of one's life. Reminder, we all need reminders. Remind yourself what magic feels like. Listen to a show like this or read a book or something, a chapter. And so that you reactivate that energy inside of you, and that's the contrast you need that'll guide you through everyday life, through difficult situations, through important moments, and it'll keep you in your divine imprint.
Now you still have one more. The all the game show buzzers and bells went off, and there's one more little thing. Okay, so like no try, always try, be in your heart, show love always, show love more. Give us Chris Sirach's flow of life you're sharing, whether it's a mantra, a mudra, but it might be you putting your hands up. It might be the Om.
Mhm.
You might be just sharing light beyond what we would normally see. I don't know how to finish any of this, so you're just going to understand. Ooh, and I'm getting air pressure. You just know how to run with this. Can you share one more thing that's sort of beyond the word level that
Mhm.
gets us to our heart?
Mhm. You feel your truth. It's not a mental knowing, it's a felt coherence when you're responding in a situation to a situation. Anything else is manufactured, projected expectations and all that. It's not real. So start doing, take action, try, and keep free of expectations and attachments and outcomes and the how and all that. We've heard those things before, but just start doing. I'm a manager's worst nightmare. They ask me, "What are you going to talk about when you get up on stage?" And I say, "How would I know? I'm not on stage yet." Show up and respond to what's there.
More ZG brilliance from Chris Sirak. Thank you very much for being in the APL Spotlight Series. I cannot wait to have you back on as often as you wish or have time for. But you have all the time in the world. We know that. Thank you for being on. You're the best.
Same, same, same.
Thank you.